In May of 2019, I had this experience, this event happened. I was in the parking lot at LA Fitness, and I was going to get in my car, and all of a sudden in the parking lot, there was this lady walking basically at me from across the parking lot. And I realized she's making a beeline straight for me. And my first thought was, can I get in the car faster than she can get to me so I can avoid the conversation? And the answer is no, because I don't get into cars quickly. So whatever was gonna happen was gonna happen. So she walks up to me and she says, I know this sounds a little strange, but I think the Lord has given me a word for you. Do you mind if I share it? And I said, okay, sure. And she said, he wants you to know that he sees you and he notices you and he loves you. And he told me to tell you that he's with you in the middle of whatever you're going through. So I'd never met her before. And when she said this to me, I teared up a little bit because I was at one of the lowest points of my life because the process of divorce had started 2 months earlier. And I said to her, you might think this is about the cane, but it's not about that. And she said, I have no idea what it's about. I just know what the Lord said to me. And I said, okay, well, it's not about that. But by the way, who are you? Where do you come from? People don't walk up to people in parking lots in East Cobb and say, I have a word from the Lord for you. And she said, well, my husband and I live not too far away from here, a little ways down. We have a house not too far. And we have a small group that meets on Wednesday nights, and maybe you'd like to come. And the first answer I said was, no, I can't do that. There's just too much else going on in my life. What she didn't know is that the process of divorce had started 2 months before this, in March of 2019, and this was in May. So that's what was going on. And I said, I just don't think I can get there because of everything that's happening. And she said, okay, I understand. And the good news is it took me about maybe 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. And I stopped and I said, wait, that's wrong. No is the wrong answer. The answer is yes. You just walked up to me in the middle of a parking lot, gave me a word from the Lord, hit me square in the chest. Yes, I'm coming to your house. When is it? Where is it? Who are you? How do we connect? What's the deal? And so that was the beginning. That was what happened in the parking lot. And what happened from there, I went to her house. I went to her small group. And I told my story about everything that was going on in my life. And they accepted me and they shared their stories with me. And so I realized I was not the only person who'd been through that kind of thing. And I realized that the Lord was truly with me and had forgiven me and was still loved me and supporting me in what was going on. So because I went to that small group, this person and I still have an ongoing friendship. I still know her and her husband. And we talked numerous times in the small group about what if she didn't walk up and say it to me? What would have happened if? And I don't know. I mean, God might have gotten to me some other way. But the fact she had the courage to walk up and have that and say that to me in a parking lot, have that conversation, it really did change the course of my life and the process of recovering from divorce. It was that big an event in my life that she stepped into. It is true that we don't know where people are in life. And so if we feel that tug from the Holy Spirit, that impulse to step up, to say something, if it's a word from the Lord like that, that's awesome. But if it's even just a word of kindness, whatever it is, if you feel the tug from the Holy Spirit to do it, you should do it because it can make a complete difference in somebody's life. Just the fact you step out and speak that word.